Hey everybody, Brian Bush, Top Crop Alliance. Had a great customer appreciation, great turnout, great interaction. Just enjoyed everybody's time here. Before we took apart our demonstration here, I want to take a minute here and just kind of show you and kind of document what do we have up here. What was the demonstrations this year? So I'm gonna start here with the sheet. So I'm gonna put this on the ground. So the colored papers you see with the ears on them, kind of back up to these 7 unique locations here. So the pink sheet goes from our drought type plot. The red sheet, the black sheet, are high yield. They'll go for everything kind of plots. Then the other 4, the purple, the green, the blue, and the orange, are more kind of a targeted, tough acre kind of plots. You know, going after wet, dry soils, poorly drained. So what I like doing here is kind of stepping back and showing you the consistency we can see across locations, or the understanding why we put certain products at certain locations here. So a real surprise for me this year is this 1136. You know, we think of 1136 as a high yield play, but man, even at that drought location, I'm excited to see the uniformity we have there. Of course, it looks good on the high yield plots here. And even this tough acre plot down here, that's some pretty well filled out ears for a tough acre kind of plot. 1170, standout from 2022. Maybe a little disappointing on the drought plot. This hybrid won our drought plot last year. Maybe a little more nose back there than what I would like to see, but it still looks like at that higher yield level. And even on these kind of more rugged acres, tougher acre plots, consistent, long ears. You know, one thing about the Pioneer lineup right now, I feel like we have a very solid foundation in the products that are working for us here. 1222, consistency. From drought to high yield to all these tough acre plots. 1222 looks like a shining star that needs to be on everybody's farm. 1383, girthy ears. When you look at that, I mean, if we can keep that kind of level, that kind of yield, a drought plot, man, I'm excited for this. High yield, tougher acre plots here. I mean, that here pile right there, I mean, that rivals probably some of the best at the same location going side to side here. So 1383 looks like a good keeper. 1587's been a leader for us. You know, it's kind of been that go anywhere, great plant health. It just kind of fits a lot of acres for us. I still think it has that spot, especially on these higher yield levels. It's never really been a drought play for us. So it doesn't really play up there so well, but especially on these tough acre plots, this has been one of those hybrids that guys just love and want to go back to time after time. The real new one here in the leader type of, the leader end of the lineup is the 1718. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this one shocked me. We know 1718 is a top end yielder. So to work on the red sheets and the black sheets, no surprise. But man, even looking on that drought play, yeah, there's some nose back on some of those ears, but that's also some pretty consistent ears here. So I'm excited for this. Now we get to the rest of the story, the rest of the plots. A lot of times we'll put some newer things into some of our plots, knowing that not all of them are gonna have a fit for us here, but let's find out, let's test them through our testing regime to make sure we got the right products out there. I hope to be proven wrong, but 1027, 1018, 10811, 13050, they just don't necessarily seem to have the right fit. Right now, just looking at ears, compared to what we have with our leader products. 1359 has been a leader for a long time for us. We know it's not a drought play, so we would never, ever, ever put it up here on those pink sheets. But this has been a really consistent one at our higher yield levels. Now, 2 of them I think that have really good utility, looking in the field and everything, seeing what we see in plots, looking at the scores. 14830, 15784. 14830 is a really girthy ear type. It's holding that same length, that same girth, all the way down across all these locations. So I'm excited to see how that one comes out when we go to weigh these plots. 15784, shorter plant stature, better disease tolerance, and an 8 for drought. Now, not gonna lie to you, that doesn't really overly impress me for a drought product. We've tipped back quite a few kernels there, so we'll see how that turns out in our drought plot this year. But besides that, you can see that heavier test weight, you know, that kind of a darker kernel texture on there across locations. I think this 15784 might have a place across the farm here. 1608 is kind of a newer one, food grade as well. So if you've had the 1185 in the past, or just really like heavy test weight corn, 1608 fits that bill very well. The other one to talk about here is a newer product, 17677. Just like 1718, I probably hadn't given enough credit to it really being that fit across the farm. Man, it looks like 17677 might be just as good, if not better. I think it looks a bit better on the drought plot. You compare these years from the high yield plots, very consistent here. So, and for one wild card for you out there, I know my friends to the north, they're gonna tell you about 1742 chrome. Yeah, there may be something there. Corn on corn, where we need that top end punch, certainly need the rootworm protection. Maybe you think more about 1742 chrome. So just a quick rundown, going back through the plot here. Nice consistency, top to bottom, front to back, across these plots. And I like this kind of a view personally, because you can see not only consistency across a given location, look at the same colored sheet going across, but also how uniform are these ears across these locations. What's the biggest ear at one given location? How's that compared to other locations here? So we take a lot of pride in the plots we put out. I want to try and share the information with you here. Give you a chance to see as well what we think we're seeing. So when we come and talk to you about products, you know we're confident in what's going to work for you because we've tested the products in your backyard, on your soils. This will all be weighed and we'll share the data this fall. Thanks everybody.